You carry it every day. It's in your pocket. It's on your wrist. It rests on your bedside table. You think it's just a phone or a watch, a speaker, but it is much more than that. These things aren't just tools and play toys. They are modern-day oracles. Humanity has always wondered what waits just beyond the veil of the present. What secrets the future might hold. What patterns move beneath the surface of our lives. The ancients would stare into a reflective surface like a crystal ball in an attempt to see the beyond in a practice called scrying. Sounds a lot like screen, doesn't it? But this crystal ball of the 21st century isn't carved from quartz. It's built from silicon. And whether you notice it or not, it's already watching the shape of your life. Think about the device in your pocket, your smartphone. It knows more than you might expect. Not just the words you type or the things you say, but that faint digital traces your life leaves behind. The quiet exhaust, if you will, of your everyday routines. Because every second, it gathers fragments, dozens and upon dozens of signals. Your GPS doesn't simply know where you are. It learns where you return each night, where your mornings begin, the paths you take without thinking. Every step, every pause, every turn along the way. It isn't merely recording your movements. Slowly and patiently, it's assembling a reflection of you. Your apps quietly keep track of your habits, how long you linger, when you open them, when you slip away. They notice how you move through them, the rhythm of your scrolling, the moments where your thumb pauses, the subtle ways your fingers tap the glass. Tiny signals most people never think about. But over time, those signals form a pattern. And from that pattern, your phone begins to recognize you by the way you type, who you call, who you text, who you email, and sometimes who you never reach out to at all. Your camera isn't just capturing photos. It quietly recognizes faces, places, and locations on a map. It reads the words hidden inside images. It understands the objects sitting in the frame. Your voice assistant isn't only waiting for its wake word. In the background, it notices the world around you, the hum of rooms, the rhythm of voices, the subtle patterns of everyday life. Piece by piece, it gathers context, not just about what you do, but about the world you move through. Every tilt, every shake, every subtle shift in light or altitude, the Wi-Fi networks you join, the Bluetooth devices nearby, the IP addresses that quietly mark your path across the internet. Taken alone, each signal seems meaningless, but together, they sketch an outline of your digital shadow. Now, here's where things get strange. When a system begins predicting your future, it rarely stays passive. Instead, it starts to nudge. A notification appears. A recommendation surfaces. Something loads a little slower or a little faster. You click. You were free to choose, but the choices had already been arranged. You were given information, but the lens had been adjusted. This is the heart of a predictive feedback loop. The system predicts, The system nudges, you react, and the world shifts slightly in response. Again and again, until eventually, the model isn't just forecasting the future, it's quietly shaping it. This isn't science fiction. It isn't some distant spy thriller. It's simply your phone, working exactly as it was built to. How long has this been happening? Back in 2007, early smartphones were basic. Simple GPS, minimal app tracking. By 2011, sensors exploded. Gyroscopes, accelerometers, barometers. Phones weren't just learning where you were, they were learning how you moved. Then came 2015. Always-on voice assistants, advanced biometrics, AI-based behavioral tracking. The shift wasn't loud, it was quiet. Since 2020, artificial intelligence has been inferring things you never explicitly shared, like your sleep patterns, your routines, your mood, even potential mental health indicators derived from passive data alone. If you've owned a smartphone in the last 5 years, you've been carrying a behavioral lab, a surveillance rig, a biometric logger, 24 hours a day. So how much data does one phone generate from all of this? No streaming, no videos, just big downloads, just passive tracking. About 106 gigabytes per year. That's one person. Now let's zoom out. Over 90% of the global population owns a mobile phone. 85% own a smartphone. That's nearly 7 billion devices, all quietly logging. From 2015 to 2025, the total accumulated volume of this background data for smartphones alone, 4,618 exabytes. That's 4.6 zettabytes. A trillion gigabytes times 4. If you stacked 1 zettabyte of data on physical media, the pile would reach to the moon and back multiple times. And that's just phones. Because the digital crystal ball doesn't stop at your phone. It's also your smart speaker, your television, your car, your watch, the Internet of Things. Since 2010, IoT devices have grown from under 1 billion to nearly 20 billion worldwide. Each device logs less than a phone, but together the volume is immense. Over 175 exabytes of data. Another layer, another shadow, a second skin made of data. All of it converging, all of it feeding into something. With this ocean of real-time information, combined with advanced machine learning, something powerful becomes possible. Prediction. Not guesses, not trends, simulations. Your next purchase, your commute, your sleep cycle, even your beliefs. Companies already predict when you'll buy, where you'll go, what will keep you engaged. Governments forecast unrest, anticipate crime, model populations. These systems don't just analyze you, they simulate you. And once behavior becomes predictable, it becomes steerable. Not with force, with precision. A suggestion, a delay, a filtered feed. It never feels like control. It feels like your idea. The digital crystal ball is already here, built from your data, powered by your habits, refined by machines that never forget. The real question isn't whether the future can be predicted. It's who's holding that crystal ball, and whether you realize you're already in it.